Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Prince John Internet TV. Today I'll be covering the issues of emotions and I'll be covering the concept of elderly people getting married and also the telescope that's being built in Hawaii and thoughts on the the people who are doing it and the people who are trying to um, stop it from being built. Also going to mention a concept on ISIS, and let's get started. So, elderly people getting married. Well, you know, love involves first a physical attraction because there's going to be the people who you're going to be, sleeping next to. So you may want to consider things such as not just lifestyle and diet, but the things you do together, such as really making sure, especially if you're older, that when you find somebody that might be a good match for you, that they, they really like the things you like. Whether talking about television, whether we're talking about food, whether we're talking about music, um, being able to take care of each other. Provide, say, erotic massages. Just do things that allow us to connect with each other. And then what about your emotions? People will always have emotions, and it's ideal to deal with it by yourself. That way you don't potentially hurt somebody else if you're having negative emotions. So that would entail um, being by yourself and visualizing people, even if they don't like you or they're upset at you, imagining them smiling and saying that okay, it's everything's all right in reference to you, and that way you manage your emotional state. As far as ISIS goes, uh, it's a question of whether America gets involved, and is America in a position to get involved? If the answer is no, if we still have complications we're dealing with in our own realm, then the answer is by default we can't even get involved. But let's say we were strategically positioned and stable as a country, then what we would do is ask the people that are being affected if they want to become part of America. Why would we get involved and support something that is un-American, whether it's the language, lifestyle, currency they use? If they want to become the 51st state, then hey, why not? Why not create a solid, distinct territory? Block off an area and use the U.S. military to handle the situation. Next thought. The telescope that's being built in Hawaii is being protested by quote-unquote Native Hawaiians. I suggest that that term is a prejudiced and racist term, and the term local inhabitants would be more suitable. People who are judged by not not their not their genetics, but rather by their locality and their character. If they're taking care of the land, if they're part of the community, and quite frankly, if they're Americans, and if they're using currency and all the technologies that have been created as a result of the modern United States financial system, then you know, unless they're living off the land, quote unquote, if they like what America's doing and has to offer, then I just don't think it's fair, and they're using our currency for them to be so defiant and go into this mindset of a monarchy, which is very un-American. Democracy is state votes for a situation. If there's still complications, nation votes on it. We're a nation. We got to stick together. And did I mention anything else? Uh, uh, I think that's it for now. Thanks for being here with me. Remember, try doing the light work. See what happens. Maybe I'm making these discoveries and being able to just be more accepting of people and not judge them for their looks or their style or even their accent, but rather for as long as they're not a criminal, one, and two, if they talk warmly, even if they're talking about a subject such as, something I completely disagree with, like music or whatever. I could change the subject. But just be warm. Don't be, you know, and we gotta stick out for our own species first. So if there's people who are non-vegetarians, or they're, hunting the whales or hurting pets or whatever, we gotta not attack each other for that. Let's stick together as a species. And last but not least, you may not get along well with everyone around you, but say you go to another state on the mainland or some country and you see somebody from where you are, then you say hi, and you're more likely to be amicable towards each other, with and notice commonality. That's what life's about. We may be different, but it's what we focus on that's the same that really brings us together. So, with that in mind, the global village. Take care. Aloha.